Do you see all these boho braid videos on social media and wonder how people are actually able to do that on themselves and even part their hair at home? I was the same way until I got this method where I could repeat it over and over again, no matter how I was braiding my hair, and actually get a professional look at home, done without the price tag. So let's go row by row, and I will show you how many braids you need in each row and the tools to get it done. So I like to use two different gels. The lock-in gel is a little bit thicker, and I use that some for parting and mostly for the braids. And then I use the red Shine and Jam to do the parting. You also want to have a middle part coming from the front of your hair to the back of your hair, and this is going to really help you be able to part on yourself. I also have this three-way mirror that I got on Amazon that is a game changer. So I'm going to explain this like anything that goes under your ears. So the top of your ear, anything under the top of your ear, you don't necessarily need the middle part to help you, but you definitely need it once you get above your ear. So for this hairstyle, we're going to have 8 rows total. There are going to be 2 underneath the ear, and then there are going to be 6 rows above the ear. So what I'm doing right now is called pre-parting. I'm going to go ahead and part each row. That way I already have the spacing down. I'm not getting to the front and unsure if I have enough space for each row. This is a game changer. It does kind of take time, but you will be thankful in the end that you did this, especially if you're doing this hairstyle on yourself. So now I'm going to just firm up that middle part because this is where it really matters. And so for this section, what we're going to do is just do the right side. This makes life easier because all you're doing is you're going to map out the right side, and then once you get the right side correct, then you're going to do the left side exactly like the right side. So this whole time I'm only going to focus on the right side. And so anything above the ear, when you're parting, it's going to go from the middle of your head all the way to the front. So that's why I said the middle part is way more important at this point than it is under the ear. When you're parting, if you're ever struggling with getting a part straight, you can use the gel to help you really lay your hair down so you can see exactly how the part is going to look once you start braiding. Now, of course, I'm doing this on myself and I'm trying to record. So every part isn't going to be super perfect, but at the end of the day, it's going to give you a professional look when it's all said and done if you take your time and go ahead and part out your rows. And then on the next section, I will tell you guys how many braids are in each row. So right now I'm parting the front. Get in whatever position you need to in that mirror so that you're able to do the front part. You know, it might take you some time to do this part, but like I said, again, you will be thankful that you did it. So this is the very front or top row that I'm doing right now. You're kind of doing like a curve. You see how I'm curving it from the back to the front? That's how your rows should go in the front. And just a little tip, your hair in the front is a little bit thinner. So while it may seem very wide in the back, when you get to the front, that same row may be a little bit thinner. I hope that makes sense. So just do your best to make sure that it's as even as possible between each row in the front, but it may not have the same density as your hair in the back because your hair in the front is just going to be thinner. That's how most people's hair is made. And now that I finished the rows, I'm just counting them for you so that you know that there is a total of 8 rows. And just showing you that everything you did on the right side, you're now going to do on the left side. And then you can start braiding. You've built your your foundation. So the hair that I'll be using is Madison Coated from Braidplicity. I have the Burmese human curly hair and also the braiding hair to match. Let's get into the foundation of brick layering. For this very first row, you're going to braid it in, or excuse me, part it in the middle, and you're going to have 4 boxes in this row, 2 on either side of the middle part. And if you want more information or more detailed tutorial on braiding the boho braids, I will link that video in the comments. Completed 4 braids, and let's move on to the next row. This is the beginning of the brick layer. You're basically going to be parting into the middle of that braid underneath it. You're going to stagger this row, and then when you get to the row above this row, you're going to part in the very center again. And this row will have a total of 5 braids, and that's how you get the brick layer pattern. So this row is the one that will go from the back to the front of your head. This will be 10 braids. So you're going to part directly down the middle, and you know however many braids you have on the right side, you should have on the left side. So there should be 5 braids on the right side and 5 braids on the left side for a total of 10 braids. Be off-centered for the next row to create that brick layer. Now this row will have 11 braids. So one side will have 5 and the other side will have 6 braids from your initial part where you're staggering for the brick layer effect. This next row will also have 11 braids. You just want to have one braid that is parted directly in the middle and not off-centered. And now we are on the 3rd row from the top, and this row will also have 11 braids. This is the 2nd row from the top, and it will have a total of 9 braids. And then the very top will have a total of 8 braids, 4 braids on the right side, 4 braids on the left side, and you want to make sure you try to match these parts up as best as you can, where it's like the line is going straight across on that row. And you are finished for a total of 69 braids. I would consider this size like medium, like small medium, not too big, not too small. Great number if you're doing braids on yourself and you still want it to look pretty full, but you don't want to be doing it forever. Of course, it took me a while to do it because I was also trying to film and be as detailed as possible for you guys. So let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you for watching. I hope this is super helpful because I know how it is trying to do your hair on your own. And I will see you guys in the next one.